The ocean roars as the sun sets on the horizon, bathing the shoreline in a golden hue. A young seal pup, barely a few months old, basks in the warmth of the day's last light. Its dark eyes scan the endless stretch of water with innocent curiosity, unaware of the lurking dangers. The waves crash softly against the rocks, their rhythm slow and soothing. But beneath the surface, there is a predator, a killer whale, sleek and silent, its black and white form barely visible beneath the shadows of the waves. The pup's body quivers with the excitement of the world it is discovering, unaware of the primal battle that is about to unfold just out of its sight. The shoreline is a place of play, but for the pup, this sanctuary is temporary. As it bounds through the wet sand, the sea calls it, pulling it closer, yet the shadow of the killer whale waits, motionless, poised to strike. The pup continues to frolic, unaware that every movement it makes is a step closer to danger. The predator is patient, silent, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The tension rises thick in the salt-scented air. The hunt is imminent, and the story of survival is about to begin. The pup's playful frolics continue, its tiny paws leaving tracks in the wet sand. With each step, it edges closer to the water, the horizon stretching endlessly before it. Its innocence is a stark contrast to the unseen danger lurking just beyond the shoreline. The ocean calls to it, a siren song luring the young seal to its depths. The pup pauses for a moment, taking a deep breath as the scent of the sea fills its nostrils. The cool breeze ruffles its fur, and for a brief moment, the world feels safe, untouched. Yet, the predator remains close, ever watchful. As the seal pup wades into the shallow waves, the water laps playfully against its body, the rhythm of nature, both soothing and perilous. The water feels alive with the pulse of the ocean, its dark depths holding secrets and dangers that none of the seal pup's innocence can comprehend. It is unaware that the killer whale, silent as ever, is drawing nearer. The water pulls at the seal pup's legs as it ventures further into the ocean, the tide gently pushing and pulling like an unseen hand. Its fur is now slick with salt water, the coolness of the sea contrasting with the warmth of the fading sun. The pup hesitates for just a second, its instincts alerting it to the change in the rhythm of the waves. The playful energy that had defined its movements now shifts to cautious curiosity. The water, once inviting, now seems vast and ominous. In the distance, the dark shadow beneath the surface of the ocean shifts, moving closer with each passing second. The killer whale's movements are as smooth as a ghost in the water, its predatory silence a chilling reminder of the harsh reality of nature. The pup, unaware of the imminent danger, dips further into the water. The pup moves farther into the water, its small body now nearly submerged. The gentle pull of the tide begins to feel stronger, and the playful waves become more forceful, as if warning the pup of the danger below. It takes one final step, and for a fleeting moment, its paws sink into deeper water. The sound of the ocean fills its ears, the rhythmic crashing of waves now a distant echo, as it feels the cold embrace of the sea surrounding it. The predator is closing in, its sleek body cutting through the water with unyielding precision. The killer whale's dorsal fin is now visible, cutting through the waves like a dark omen. The pup, lost in the serenity of the moment, doesn't sense the impending danger. A sudden sense of urgency grips the seal pup. The waves have become more intense, crashing against its small frame with force. Its body tenses as it feels the coldness of the ocean seep into its bones. The water, once inviting, now feels threatening, and a primal instinct awakens within the pup. It begins to panic, the quiet world of play now shattered by the looming presence of the predator. The killer whale is no longer a shadow beneath the waves. It is a force, rising to the surface, its massive body breaking through the water with a terrifying power. The seal pup's heart races, and in that fleeting moment, time seems to slow. The predator's eyes lock onto the seal pup, and the hunt is no longer a distant threat, but an undeniable reality. The ocean that once embraced the pup now feels like a vast expanse of danger, the safety of the shore miles away. The pup attempts to retreat, but the sea is no longer a friendly guide. It is a trap, and escape seems impossible. The predator is here. The seal pup's world has changed. What was once a playful expanse of sand and sea now feels vast and uncertain. The ocean no longer lulls with its familiar rhythms, it now hums with danger. The pup's family is close, yet distant, just beyond the rocky shore, where the protective gaze of the older seals watches from a distance. They are a constant reminder of what the pup is supposed to be: strong, alert, and prepared. But the pup, still young and naive, doesn't know how to fully understand the gravity of survival. Each wave now feels like a test, each gust of wind like a warning. The pup ventures farther from its family, its curiosity pushing it toward the deeper waters, but a feeling gnaws at its instincts, urging it to turn back. But the water beckons, the horizon still a promise of discovery. 1. The seal pup, now further along the shoreline, feels the first bite of the ocean's cold waters. It pauses, its tiny body shivering slightly, not from the chill but from the sensation of being far from home. The waves crash against the shore, rhythmic and constant, but the pup hears them differently now. The sounds seem louder, harsher, as though they are warning it of something hidden in the depths. The younger seals are nowhere in sight. Its family has always been the pup's safety net. And now, alone in the open sea, the reality of vulnerability begins to sink in. It looks over its shoulder once more, half expecting the comforting gaze of its mother or the presence of an elder, but the shore is empty. The waves crash louder. The seal pup's cautious steps become more deliberate. It senses something beneath the surface, an unseen presence that causes its heart to race, though it doesn't fully understand why. The waves seem to grow louder as it ventures farther out, its senses tingling with an inexplicable dread. Its instincts tell it to retreat, but the call of the sea is too strong. The deeper it goes, the more powerful the pull. The ocean's depths hold mystery, and the pup feels both drawn to and repelled by them. It moves cautiously, its small body shifting with the rhythm of the water, each step forward a small act of bravery. But the chill in the water, the weight of the silence around it, intensifies. The pup's ears flick nervously, and its dark eyes scan the horizon, desperately searching for any sign of its family. But all it sees is the endless blue, stretching before it. The predator is nearby, but the pup cannot know that. The world is both alive and ominous. The seal pup takes one last glance toward the shore, but the figures of its family are no longer visible. It is completely alone now, surrounded only by the water and a distant horizon. The world feels different, colder, and much larger than it ever did before. Its instincts are no longer enough to calm its racing heart. It feels the shift in the ocean beneath it, the currents tugging at its body, as if trying to pull it deeper. A sudden noise causes the pup to freeze. A deep, rhythmic sound, like the distant rumble of thunder, but closer. The water churns and the pup's instincts scream at it to flee. But the fear is too overwhelming. Its body remains frozen in place. In the distance, the faint silhouette of a predator emerges beneath the surface. The pup's eyes widen, and for the first time it feels the full weight of what it means to be prey. The killer whale's shadow glides closer, and the pup's body trembles, its survival instinct fighting to break through its paralysis. In the moment of stillness, the world slows. The seal pup's breath comes in quick, shallow bursts as it watches the ocean's surface for any sign of movement. The predator is close, its massive body slicing through the water beneath the surface. The pup, paralyzed by fear, watches as the killer whale approaches, every inch of its body frozen in terror. A sudden wave, stronger than the rest, crashes against the pup, breaking the stillness and forcing it to move. The pup leaps forward in a frantic instinctual bid to escape. Its small body moves awkwardly, struggling against the pull of the current. The sea feels heavier now, the weight of the moment suffocating. The killer whale emerges from the depths with terrifying speed, its mouth open, rows of sharp teeth gleaming in the fading light. The pup's heart races, its small body moving as quickly as it can, but the water is not kind, and the predator is relentless. In that fleeting moment, survival is the only thing that matters. The ocean has changed again. What was once a place of play now feels like a battleground. The seal pup moves swiftly through the waves, its body cutting through the water with increasing agility. The fear that had frozen it before now fuels its movements, pushing it to swim faster, harder, as it flees from the unseen threat beneath the surface. The predator is no longer a distant shadow. It is close. Every ripple in the water, every movement, sends the pup's heart racing. The waves churn violently, as if the sea itself is reacting to the battle unfolding beneath. The pup's breaths are shallow, quick, its small body fighting against the pull of the ocean. It can feel the predator's presence like a weight pressing against the water. With every stroke, the pup feels it closing in, a relentless force that will not relent. Its instincts scream for it to escape, but the ocean, vast and unyielding, only pushes it farther into the depths. The water is alive with movement. The killer whale's approach is undeniable, its massive form pushing through the ocean like a force of nature. The seal pup's attempts to flee seem futile, as if the very sea is trying to keep it in place. Every time the pup thinks it is gaining distance, the predator shifts closer, its sleek body gliding silently through the water. The pup, its energy beginning to wane, forces its body to swim faster, but its muscles ache with exhaustion. The ocean, once its playground, now feels like a prison. The pup's heart races in sync with the rhythmic crashing of the waves. It tries to navigate through the choppy waters, but the predator moves with terrifying precision. The chase is no longer just a test of speed, but of endurance. Every second, every movement is a desperate attempt to escape. But the ocean doesn't care. It simply watches as the struggle unfolds. The predator is closer than ever. The seal pup's body is tiring, its small muscles cramping with the effort. It's beginning to falter, each stroke less powerful than the last. The water has taken its toll, and the pup can feel the weight of the chase pressing on its fragile frame. It is not accustomed to such exertion, not accustomed to the relentless push of survival. But the killer whale is not done. With a burst of speed it surges forward, closing the distance between them. The ocean's roar grows louder, drowning out all other sounds as the predator's shadow looms larger. The pup, eyes wide with panic, swims with whatever strength it has left, but the distance between them is shrinking. The predator is upon it. The seal pup's survival instincts scream at it to make one last desperate push, but the exhaustion and the overwhelming force of the ocean's current make it seem impossible. The killer whale's eyes are fixed on the pup, and there is no escape. Not this time. The sea is alive with tension, and the chase is at its peak. The chase reaches its breaking point. The pup's body gives out, its strength draining with every passing second. The killer whale is now only a few feet away, its body rippling through the water with terrifying speed. The pup, overwhelmed and exhausted, can barely stay afloat. The predator's jaws open, and the ocean itself seems to hold its breath. The pup's tiny body shudders, the sound of its rapid breathing mixing with the thunderous crashes of the waves. The moment is close, the end of the chase. The pup's survival hangs by a thread, its entire world reduced to the ocean surrounding it, the predator, and the desperate hope for escape. The water churns violently around them as the killer whale closes in, its eyes locking onto the pup, its mouth widening with the inevitability of the kill. The seal pup can feel the predator's presence on every side, but it refuses to give up. It pushes its legs one last time, but the weight of exhaustion and the crushing force of the ocean makes the effort feel futile. This is the moment. In a final burst of instinctual energy, the seal pup manages to break free, swimming with all the strength it can muster. It darts to the side, narrowly avoiding the killer whale's deadly teeth. The water around them churns violently as the predator, momentarily stunned by the pup's unexpected move, hesitates for a fraction of a second. That brief hesitation is all the pup needs. With the predator momentarily off balance, the seal pup surges forward, its small body cutting through the water with renewed desperation. The ocean feels like an ally now, propelling the pup forward as it races for its life. The killer whale, sensing the change, quickly corrects its position and gives chase once more, but the seal pup's sudden burst of speed has given it a fleeting advantage. The chase is far from over, but the pup's hope flickers once more. It is not yet its time. The ocean swells around them, and the chase continues, but for now, survival remains a possibility. The seal pup's frantic escape slows as its body, fatigued by the chase, struggles to keep moving. But the ocean, vast and unpredictable, holds both danger and refuge. Suddenly, the pup feels the familiar pressure of the water shift beneath its paws. The killer whale's movements, once constant and relentless, now pause for a moment. In the stillness of the water, a new understanding dawns on the pup. The predator's hunt is not just about hunger, it is driven by a deeper need, one far greater than mere survival. The whale, too, has a purpose, a drive to ensure the survival of its own young. The chase has always been about more than just a hunt. It has been about sustaining life in an unforgiving world. The pup, realizing the truth of the predator's existence, halts its frantic movements. For the first time, the seal pup truly sees the killer whale, not as an enemy, but as a fellow survivor, bound by the same primal instinct to protect and survive. In the cold ocean, survival is not a contest, it is a law of nature. The pup's realization is brief, and before it can fully process, the water shifts once again. The killer whale surfaces nearby, its immense body breaking through the waves with a graceful, powerful motion. The pup watches, frozen in place, as the predator circles, its massive form cutting through the water with startling precision. The space between the two animals feels like a fragile thread, holding them both in a delicate balance. For a moment, the two creatures are not predator and prey, but two beings sharing the same expanse of ocean. The whale, gliding gracefully through the water, seems to acknowledge the pup, its dark eyes meeting the pup's. This brief encounter, charged with the tension of survival, holds the promise of a deeper understanding, an unspoken truth that both creatures are bound by the same laws of nature. The pup's body remains still, as if awaiting a signal, while the killer whale moves silently beneath the surface, its purpose unchanged. The silence between them lingers, thick with unspoken words. The pup feels a strange calm settle over its heart, as if the predator's presence no longer represents immediate danger. The killer whale swims in a slow, deliberate circle, its every movement purposeful, measured. The ocean seems to pause, as if holding its breath, acknowledging this moment of mutual understanding. The pup's instincts urge it to move, to flee, but it does not. It watches the killer whale with a sense of awe and reverence, recognizing the shared rhythm of their existence in the vast expanse of the sea. Both are creatures of the ocean, bound by the same cycle of survival, each playing its part in the larger story of nature. The pup now sees the killer whale's existence as part of the ecosystem, a complex, intricate web of life where each creature has a role to play. The chase is not personal. It is the reality of life in the ocean. The moment of understanding passes, and the ocean stirs once again. The killer whale, having circled the pup, begins to descend deeper into the water, its powerful body moving swiftly toward the ocean's depths. The pup watches, its heart still racing, yet somehow at peace. It knows that the danger has not passed, that survival still depends on each breath it takes, each movement it makes. But in that brief moment of calm, the pup has learned something essential, that survival is not a simple matter of predator and prey. It is a dance, a constant balancing act, where every creature plays its part in the great web of life. The killer whale vanishes beneath the surface, leaving the pup alone in the water. For the first time, the seal pup feels the weight of the ocean's true nature. It is a place of constant tension, but also one of fragile harmony. The predator's retreat is not a victory, but a reminder of the eternal struggle for survival. The pup stays in the water for a moment longer, contemplating the vastness around it. The predator's retreat has shifted something inside. It no longer feels the raw fear it once did, but instead, a quiet acceptance of the rhythm of life in the ocean. It knows that the killer whale's return is inevitable, but so too is its own continued survival. The sea does not favor one creature over another. It simply exists, indifferent yet alive with the pulse of life and death. The pup knows that it will continue to grow, to learn, and to fight for its place in the world. It is no longer just an innocent creature playing along the shore. It is a survivor, shaped by the harsh lessons of the ocean. The pup turns back toward the shore, swimming slowly, its small body moving steadily through the water. Its family is still out of sight, but it is no longer afraid. It has learned that survival is not just about escaping death, it is about understanding its place in the world. The seal pup is exhausted but determined, its small form still moving through the water despite the weight of its weariness. The chase has pushed it to its limits, but survival now feels more like a purpose than a mere instinct. The water is cold, its once playful waves now fierce, crashing against the pup's fragile body. But the pup does not stop. The ocean, vast and daunting, no longer seems like a barrier. It feels like a battleground where every stroke, every breath, is a fight for survival. The killer whale is not far behind, its sleek body moving through the water with terrifying precision. But the pup's heart races with a new sense of resolve. It has learned the rhythm of the chase and the dance of survival. It understands now that escape is not the only victory. Endurance is. As the ocean surges, the seal pup pushes itself forward, each movement born of willpower, not just fear. It is no longer just escaping death. It is choosing to live. The killer whale accelerates, its large body cutting through the water with remarkable speed, closing the distance between itself and the seal pup. The pup's heart pounds in its chest, every instinct screaming to flee, yet its body grows more fatigued with every passing second. The ocean around them is a blur, the waves crashing and frothing as the chase reaches its peak. The pup's eyes flicker back toward the approaching predator, its jaw opening as it exhales a quick, frightened breath. The distance between them narrows rapidly, and the pup feels a wave of dread wash over it. The killer whale is not just chasing, it is hunting with the purpose of a seasoned predator. Every moment, every movement, seems to be leading to the inevitable conclusion, but the seal pup's will to survive is still unwavering. It knows it must outlast the pursuit, relying on the instincts it has honed in these critical moments. The water splashes violently as the seal pup attempts to outpace the killer whale, its small body moving erratically through the waves. Every stroke feels like a fight, each burst of energy draining it further. The waves are becoming more aggressive, pushing the pup deeper into the open water. The chase is becoming a battle of endurance, and the pup can feel the weight of exhaustion dragging it down. Yet despite the overwhelming fatigue, the pup doesn't stop. Its instincts continue to push it forward, its mind consumed with the thought of survival. But the killer whale is close, too close. It surfaces briefly, its massive head breaking the water as its eyes lock onto the seal pup with deadly intent. The predator's presence looms over the pup, the speed at which it moves relentless and inescapable. But the pup does not falter. It pushes on, determined to survive, even as it feels the chase closing in on its very existence. In a final surge of strength, the seal pup makes a sharp, instinctive turn, veering away from the killer whale's path. The sudden movement catches the predator off guard, momentarily breaking its relentless pursuit. The pup's body aches with fatigue, but it is determined to escape, using every last ounce of its energy. The ocean roars around them, the waves crashing harder as the pup swims with newfound urgency. The killer whale follows, but for the first time, there is doubt in its movements. The pup's quick turn has given it a brief window of opportunity. The ocean feels alive now, pushing the pup forward as it navigates the chaotic waters. The chase has become a race against time, and the seal pup knows that this moment could be its last chance. With every stroke, the distance between it and the killer whale grows, even if only for a moment. The pup's will to survive shines through, a spark in the darkness of the ocean. With a final burst of strength, the seal pup reaches a distant part of the shoreline, the land now within reach. The waves grow softer as the water shallowens, but the exhaustion still clings to its tiny body. The killer whale, momentarily thrown off by the pup's last maneuver, hesitates just beyond the shore. It knows that the chase has reached its end. The pup has reached a place where it cannot follow. The seal pup, heart still pounding, feels the weight of survival settle over it. The killer whale circles back, its massive form retreating into the ocean's depths. The pup stumbles onto the beach, its small body shaking with relief, but its eyes remain sharp, watching the waters. The danger may have passed, but the ocean is always waiting. The pup has survived, but it has learned that in the vastness of the sea, survival is never guaranteed. The fight is constant, and it is a fight that will continue every day, for as long as the ocean remains its home. The seal pup lies on the shore, its body still and exhausted from the chase. The ocean before it is calm, its waves gently lapping at the sand, but the air is thick with the scent of salt and the weight of survival. The pup's heart beats slowly now, no longer pounding from fear but from the overwhelming relief of having escaped death. Its fur, matted with seawater, is heavy against the cool breeze. For a moment, it seems as though the world around it has quieted, as if the ocean itself has paused in recognition of the battle fought and won. The pup's small body shudders from the weariness, but its eyes remain alert, scanning the horizon. It knows the danger is not over. The ocean does not forget. Yet in this moment there is peace. The pup has made it through the trial, and it knows that survival, for now, is its prize. The ocean holds no promises, only the understanding that the fight never truly ends. But for today the seal pup rests, having learned the true meaning of resilience. As the sun sinks lower, casting long shadows across the sand, the seal pup's family finally reappears, silhouettes against the dimming light. They move cautiously along the shoreline, their sleek bodies cutting through the cool evening air. The pup's eyes brighten as it recognizes them, but there is hesitation in its movements. It has been changed by the experience, no longer just a young pup, but one shaped by the harshness of the ocean. Its body is still worn from the chase, but the lessons of survival are written into its every move. The family stops at a distance, the older seals watching the pup with a sense of caution and curiosity. They have seen the transformation, sensed the pup's new understanding of the world. There is no immediate rush to reunite. Instead, the air is filled with the silent recognition of what it has endured. The pup, though tired, raises its head and begins to move toward its family. The first step is cautious, but the second is firm. It is no longer the vulnerable creature that first played on the beach. It has earned its place in the wild. The pup, though still worn, approaches its family, each step a quiet declaration of its newfound strength. The older seals watch silently, a sense of pride and wariness in their gaze. The pup stops a few paces away, uncertain, but something shifts in the air. The older seals do not retreat. Instead, they inch closer, acknowledging the pup's survival, its resilience. The ocean has shaped them all, but in different ways. It has tested the pup, pushed it to the brink, and in return, it has earned a place among the seasoned survivors. As the family gathers around, there is a quiet understanding, a silent bond forged through the trials of the sea. The pup, now standing taller, feels the pull of its family once more, but this time, it is different. It is no longer the helpless creature in need of protection. It has become part of the rhythm of the ocean, an enduring thread in the vast web of life. The pup feels the weight of the ocean's lessons settle deep within. It is not just the ocean it must survive, but the constant shift of the world around it. The family, though now closer, remains vigilant. The world has not softened. It has only paused, offering the pup a moment of peace. It watches the horizon once more, the vastness of the ocean never far from its thoughts. The ocean will always demand its respect. It is both the giver and the taker, the source of life and the agent of destruction. But the pup now understands its place within that cycle. It knows that survival is not guaranteed, but the fight is constant. With a final glance at its family, the pup turns back toward the ocean, its body moving with the confidence that comes from surviving the impossible. The waves, once threatening, now seem like a natural extension of its being. the rhythm of the sea, a pulse that matches its own heartbeat. The seal pup, having learned the hard lessons of survival, continues to move forward. It is no longer the innocent, playful creature that once wandered the shoreline. It is now a part of the ocean's intricate dance, a survivor who has learned both the fragility and strength inherent in life. The family moves with it, the bonds of survival deepening with every step. As the pup moves further into the waters, the ocean whispers its ancient song, a reminder that life is not a guarantee, but a constant struggle. The waves, though gentle now, still carry the weight of the trials to come. The pup knows this, and it is ready. The journey is far from over, but it is no longer afraid. The sea is a part of it now, as much as it is a part of the sea. The cycle continues, and the pup, though small, has found its place in the endless rhythm of the wild. The quiet stillness of the ocean is broken only by the soft sound of waves lapping against the shore. The seal pup, now grown and far stronger, stands at the water's edge, looking out across the horizon. The once innocent pup has transformed, its body leaner, its movements more confident, its eyes sharper. It's no longer the naive creature that first played on the shore. It has learned the harsh lessons of survival, having faced not only the killer whale, but the very nature of the ocean itself. Yet the sea calls to it once again. It's an unspoken pull, a connection between the pup and the vast expanse of water that surrounds it. The pup knows it must go, that the ocean is both its home and its challenge. But now, there's no fear, only respect. The pup steps into the water once more, not as prey, but as a creature of the wild, ready for whatever the ocean may hold next. The waves greet it with a soft embrace, and the journey continues. As the pup moves into the shallow waters, the familiar feeling of the ocean embraces it. The waves surge gently around its body, no longer a threat but a partner in survival. The pup moves effortlessly through the water, its confidence built over years of learning. The once violent chase, the brush with death, are now distant memories, replaced by an unspoken understanding of the world it inhabits. The pup's movements are fluid, rhythmic, in sync with the ocean itself. As it dives deeper, the water surrounds it like an old friend. The pup's survival instincts are sharp, honed by the harsh lessons of its youth. The ocean, vast and ever-changing, is both a challenge and a comfort, a constant reminder of the strength it has gained. It is no longer just a pup, but a creature shaped by the unforgiving wild, and with that knowledge, it faces the future with calm assurance. The ocean is not still for long. As the pup dives deeper, it feels the currents shift. The underwater world is alive, vibrant with life and movement. Schools of fish dart past, their silvery bodies flashing in the light, filtering down from above. The pup's sharp eyes follow their movements, but it is not hunting. It is simply a part of the great living rhythm of the ocean. The predator-prey dynamic is still there, but the pup no longer feels it as a threat. Instead, it recognizes that survival is not just about escape, but about adaptation, understanding the forces at play. The ocean offers challenges, but it also offers beauty, peace, and a deep connection to the world. The pup now understands its place in that world. It is not alone in the vastness of the sea. There are others, just as it once was, young, vulnerable, and learning. And the cycle continues as it always has, as it always will. The pup pauses, floating in the deep water, its eyes scanning the horizon once more. The ocean stretches out endlessly, its power undeniable, but there is a sense of calm now. The battles fought, the fears faced, they are part of the pup's story, but they no longer define it. The pup is no longer defined by what it escaped, but by what it has become. It is a creature of the sea, molded by the lessons of the deep, shaped by the challenges it faced and overcame. As it floats in the vastness, the pup feels a deep sense of peace. The ocean, with all its dangers, is no longer something to fear. It is simply a part of the world. Pup is ready. It knows there will be more challenges ahead, but it is no longer afraid. The rhythm of the ocean matches the rhythm of its heart, and for the first time, the pup is fully at home in the world it inhabits. The final rays of sunlight break through the surface of the water, casting a golden glow on the pup's fur. It turns, feeling the pull of the ocean once again, but this time with a deep sense of purpose. It moves with the current, its body cutting through the water with ease. The world before it is vast, filled with both mystery and promise. The pup knows its journey is far from over, but it is no longer afraid. The ocean has shaped it, tested it, and now it has become one with it. The pup's survival is no longer a question of evasion. It is a matter of understanding its place in the world, a world that is constantly shifting and changing. As the pup moves toward the horizon, the sound of the waves fills its ears, a steady reminder that life continues and the rhythm of the ocean never stops.